Here we are. Welcome to the headline rundown. And this time we are talking about the doctors in England who have voted to go ahead with the strike. That's your resident doctors right there. They got a 5 day strike to start Wednesday, as the Wes Streeton's offer is overwhelmingly rejected by BMA members.
I had so much hope for some of these people. Wes Streeton is one of them. I thought he was going to. I didn't think he was going to turn out like this. Are you reading it out or what?
Well, I was just wanting to sort of summarise it first. Obviously, I have read this article, and it just basically explains that resident doctors in England have voted to go on strike because they're incredibly unhappy with their pay and their working conditions. They feel that their salaries have not kept up with the cost of living. Relatable, right? And the workload and hours are far too demanding, which can affect both their well-being and their care that patients receive from them. So it's not just necessarily about one specific element of their pay or their conditions. It's all of it, and it's how it affects the patients. In my opinion, I would say that resident doctors in England aren't striking for themselves exclusively. They are also striking for us, because if they have better paying conditions and they're able to deliver the most effective care, we benefit from it. So, but going on strike does mean that the doctors will temporarily stop working out of protest, right? So this is a way to pressure the government and the health authorities to meet the demands for better paying conditions, which can lead to delays in like non-emergency treatments or delays in getting appointments. This right here, the things that they're striking for, are the reasons why the NHS is crumbling. It's that lack of underfunding. It's why we're having such extended wait times and waiting lists, and why it's so hard to get an appointment these days. Obviously, emergency care will still be available, but I think this is something that we should all personally, I think this is something that we should all get behind, and this is something that affects all of us. It's not just doctors, resident doctors, and it's not just England either. I think that if we can, find some semblance of decency within us to meet the needs and the demands of the resident doctors, then we can have precedent and achieve it in other places as well. So I think it's really important. Before we dive into the article, Dad, is there anything you wanted to chuck on that?
No, just that Labour have been a complete fucking shower of shit, haven't they? If putting it politely, they've turned into the fucking mate. They've ruined the hopes of fucking so many people. I hear so many people saying that I'll never vote Labour again and stuff, which is so unfortunate because Starmer. I mean, the party should be bigger than Starmer. Once we get rid of that, once he goes. I hope there's somebody there to put Labour back on track. I mean, some of the people that have proper let me down, like Wes Street in here, is the what's his name, Femi. There's so many of them in the Labour Party. I'm confused about names now, so I won't even try. But yeah, they've turned into a proper shower of shit. Just selling us down the river, putting us on Lammy. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Thank you so much. Yeah, Lammy. What a disgrace that he's turned into. They've just turned into a proper shower of shit. They won't listen to anybody, anything, and they haven't since the day they were fucking elected, have they? Nothing's fucking got through to them, making us friends of Israel and almost making it a crime not to be. Just dreadful fucking shower. I don't know. I've been Labour for a while now.
I certainly don't blame you, and it's under this new version of Labour that we're seeing that resident doctors in England will strike as planned this week after they voted to reject the government's latest offer to end the long-running pay and jobs dispute. Resident doctors, formerly called junior doctors, will strike for 5 days starting on Wednesday after refusing to accept a pay deal in a survey by their union, the British Medical Association. The Health Secretary, Wes Streeton, had proposed the deal last week. It would have increased the number of training places and enable early career doctors to start training from their chosen medical speciality, but not increase their pay for the current financial year. Resident doctors overwhelmingly rejected the offer by 83% to 17 on a 65% turnout. In all, 35,107 of the 55,000 resident medics who the BMA represents took part in the survey. The union dismissed the government's proposals as it's too little too late to stop the strike going ahead. It will start at 7 a.m. on Wednesday and run until 7 a.m. next Monday. In an angry response to the vote, Streeton said that the strike would be a self-indulgent, irresponsible and dangerous act that would hit patients and other NHS staff and services. A moment of maximum danger. He dismissed the resident doctors' 26% pay claim as a fantasy demand. Are you alright to take over from here if you can see it?
Sure. Fancy calling young doctors fucking irresponsible. They'll save your fucking life when you get dragged in there from out under a fucking wagon or whatever. So, yeah. Right, where are we, mate? The stoppage will pose a challenge to hospitals, which are already grappling with the effects of early arrival of the NHS's usual winter crisis, driven by a wave of virulent superflu. It will be the 14th strike they've staged since the dispute began in March 2023. My word, it's been over 2 years and they haven't fucking fixed it. Resident doctors have been voting over the last few days while ministers and BMA leaders traded increasingly bitter accusations publicly about the dispute. In an article for The Guardian, Keir Starmer, my dad was a toolmaker. The Prime Minister said it was frankly beyond belief that the strike would go ahead. Of course he did. Fucking Labour. On the picket line with him, prick. Said it was beyond belief. Just back a little, just one.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Said it was beyond belief, frankly beyond belief that the strike would go ahead with the NHS under such intense pressure. Wow. Streeton said that the strike risked being the Jenga piece that caused the NHS to collapse just when patients needed it most. They're both of them trying to leave a fucking leverage. Danger to the patients because we won't fucking pay your doctors. Dr. Jack Fletcher, the chair of the BMA's Resident Doctors Committee, said, our members have considered the government's offer and their resounding response should leave the health secretary in no doubt about how badly he's just fumbled his opportunity to end industrial action. Tens of thousands of frontline doctors have come together to say no to what is clearly too little, too late. There are no new jobs in this offer. He simply cannibalized those jobs which already existed for the sake of new jobs on paper. Neither was there anything on what Mr. Streeton has said is a journey to restoring our pay. That has clearly hit the buffers. The rejection of the deal is a major setback to both the government and the NHS, both of which are desperate to see the increasingly bitter dispute resolved. So
some strong language there, eh? Talking about the cannibalising of jobs which already existed for the sake of new jobs on paper.
Who will have private fucking medical shit going for them anyway. They won't be using the NHS. It does get
No, not at all.
It grips my shit, mate. It really annoys me. People that have
your shit has been thoroughly gripped.
But yeah, it really has been.